Hello everybody, happy Sunday. I am here to do a very quick bow tutorial. This is how I make my bows. I use the Zutter, as you can see. This is what it looks like. It has all these posts that you use your little wrench to adjust by size that you want your bows. These are the two sizes I use the most. These posts are to hold ribbon when you're doing multicolor. These back here, let me see if I have. You would put like so on these posts. I very rarely, almost never use those, but this is very helpful to me with, oops, I'm scooching the camera, making my bows. I'm going to make a couple just to give you an idea. I have no clue what any of these ribbons are called. I know ribbon has names, gross grain, this, that. I just call them ribbon. You take your piece of ribbon. Since this is only, I think that's a 1/2 inch ribbon thickness. Yeah, not quite. Maybe a little less. Maybe a 1/4. Yeah, 1/4 inch. You want a decent tail because that's what's going to come over to form the middle. So, you go across your posts. I'm going to do a triple. You go 1, 2, 3. Now, in your right hand, you're pulling, after you get that 3rd loop on here, you're going down the middle. You pull this tail to the back, and it's going to come up the middle and underneath. Now you give it a little squeeze, you check your ribbon, you want to make sure it has a nice pleaty look, and left hand, right hand. Go left under into your right. It's called a C knot. You go over, you see how I'm holding this in my left hand now? You go over and through, pull it, and rock it back and forth. You're rocking it back and forth to tighten. I didn't tighten it all the way. This is what you see. It has the 3 loops, and then you finish rocking. Mind you, I have a lot of trouble with this stuff because my hands hurt. My middle fingers get stuck. I can't even cut like a normal person anymore because my middle fingers get stuck. You rock, and then you lift it off of the posts, and this is your little sweet bow. Now this is where I do a lot of my manipulating of the shape of it. I'm sorry, I keep hitting the camera. I will pull the middle one out because it did kind of get swallowed. just a little. And I have my hot glue gun heating up because I also use the hot glue gun to help get it all to stay how it's supposed to. And like I said, it's manipulating. Sometimes the ribbon's very cooperative. Sometimes you just have to play with it. And I use toothpicks, paintbrush, the wooden part of the paintbrush, just to get what I am looking for. And then, of course, you want to cut your ribbon into the little fishtail. That's my preference. You may just like the angle cut, but I like to give it a little fishtail. And so you go like that, and you have your fishtail. And if you hear yelling, they're watching football. But it should be quiet because the door is closed. And a little fishtail. And then when I glue it, I'll show you how that comes about. But that's just my little, I keep hitting this darn camera, my little green bow. Okay, now we're going to do a bigger bow so you can see a little better. This also came with it. It is a lovely scissor, sharp as could be. I only use it for ribbons, nothing else. Okay, let's do, Alright, some asked for 2 colors. Let me see, do I like that? Or I think I'm going to do this. Okay. Now you'll see what these do. And it just holds my ribbon. So you go 1, okay, and you want it in the middle behind. You take that one off. Snap it in place, and you just try to work all your kinks out of your ribbon. Now we come in with the orange. This is just going to be a double. You want enough of a tail because it's going to come over to make the little middle behind. And you're just doing 1. And the top goes from behind your left hand. You fold your your ribbon in half, come over in the middle and under. You examine your bow a little. Now remember, left hand, right hand. Under into the right, other goes into the left. I'm holding this, it's coming over the top, going under and through, and then you pull. Don't tighten it too much yet. This happens to look perfect. Now you rock, rock, rock. Rock. And pull these off. Pull that off. And here is a beautiful bow. Once again, you have to cut fishtail. And you do it on the angle. After you fold it in half, you get this side, fold it in half, do it on an angle. There you go. Same over here. I'm just trimming the excess. I could have went a little shorter with this, but that's all right. And you got your angle cut. And fold it in half. Angle cut. And there you go. That's 2. Okay. Now I'm going to do a single. Let's see, I'm going to make it a little tough because this gives me trouble sometimes. I'm going to do, when you don't have double-sided, see how the pattern is only on one side. So let's do this. Again, you're going to need enough so that you could come over. Now there are 2 ways to do this. You can do it just by doing it like this, just wrapping it around, so that it's all you're getting is the pattern. There's no twisting, nothing. And then same thing, fold it in half and come over and under. And you manipulate. Let's do our knot. Right hand, left hand. My left is going into my right and vice versa. Over and through. And before I really start tightening it with your rocking, I'm not going to tighten it because I'm going to be honest with you, this is not how I like to do the one-sided. It didn't come bad. I'm not going to, it actually came pretty good. But I'm going to take it out and show you how I usually do it. Okay. This is the other way you can do it. You get it on here. You go around and you twist it so that your pattern is facing forward and you have just a little twist in the middle. Now you do have to finagle with it a little bit more because it wants to, the non-pattern side does want to peek through. And so I'm twisting. You see how the middle has that twist? And then we go that way. So now the twist on the bottom here, play with it a little bit. Let me get it knotted first and then I will work with it. Once again, you fold in half, come over the top and under, switcheroo, left to right, right to left, over, under, and through. And this is where you kind of can manipulate to make sure the pattern is facing forward. And rock, rock, rock. You could also, this is where you also can fix your middle if it needs to be moved over a little bit. The most important thing is getting it tight, and that's from rocking it, rocking it, rocking it. And there you have your bow. Up, and you have your 3. Look at that. Look at that. I'm also going to make some dog bows. I have a Yorkie who just came in and opened the door, and that's why you could hear from downstairs. I'm going to close the door. Hold on. Okay. And you can put rubber bands in these bows for dogs. But my Yorkie is a real pip. She doesn't like bows in her hair. So maybe I'll hot glue it. She's such a stinker. My other Yorkie, she would wear her bows. My sweet Zuzu. Violet's a terror. And there you go. Now I'm going to show you how I hot glue them. Let me move this out of the way. What I do is I have my dowel, and you could see it kind of is turning there, but that's all right. I place the dowel through the loops. Sometimes it gives me problems, but you play with it and you get it to go through all the loops. Doesn't help that it has glue on it, so it's a bit of a pain in the neck. And you get it to come out the other side, you hope. Okay. You get that like that. I peel the fishtail back. I'm going to zoom you in just a little bit so that you can see. And, okay. Peel the fishtail back. Put a little dab. I have a love-hate relationship with hot glue. I really do. I love the instantaneous drying and strength, but them little strings drive me crazy. And now your fishtail is in place. Guys, I wish I could say it was me, but it really isn't. It's all the Bow It All. It's being fussy. I don't know where my paintbrush is. My paintbrushes tapered, and so it goes through a little bit easier. I'm going to use this since it's on the smaller side, and I think it'll go in easier. And then get this one in, and then just make sure you have it the way you like. Lift your tail up and one across, and press your tail down, and there you go. That's really a darling bow. I absolutely love bows. Look how pretty that is. Okay, same thing for your multicolor. Let me see if I could get this. Actually, I'm going to look for my paintbrush. Good golly, I've had that paintbrush for a million years, and it looks, oh, I see it. I was going to say, where did my trusty little sidekick go? Here it is. Alrighty. This paintbrush is a mess, but it does the job. In, lay it down. Here's where I'll open up. Lift your fishtail. Little dot. Press it down. Let's do this one. I gotta move that out of the way. Okay. Sorry, guys. And press that down. You kind of can turn it over. I have glue on my nails. Believe it or not, it doesn't burn me too much anymore because of cooking. You kind of get used to it. Fishtail up. One. Down. Two. Doesn't take much. And flip it over. And there you have it. Look at that. A pretty autumn bow. Obviously that's a Christmas one. And then here's the baby one. I'll need my toothpick for that. You're gonna go thread it through. I'm only gonna do one side because I didn't want this to be too long. This way you could wrap it. We could wrap it up and I can get it on there for you guys to see. It's small. It only needs a little dot. I'm so happy Scrapbook Expo opened up in my state. I'm in Southern California, and for years now, my daughter Sophia has been coming with me. It's a tradition, and we couldn't. I missed one time because my daughter Desiree got married, and that's the only time I missed Scrapbook Expo. Even when I owned my restaurant, I didn't miss it. But last year, because of COVID, it was closed. And this year, they just opened it up, and I'm so happy that we get to go again. She goes away to college, but she comes home for that. See? And there you have a little bow. I hope that helped you. Like I said, it was nothing special on my part. The Bow It All is a real champ. It helps you do so many different types of bows, single color, doubles, triples. I mean, for heaven's sakes, as you can see, you can make it as big as you want. And I'm going to do something to show you just how, mine is the 2.0. But I was not kidding with you about how much ribbon I have. I'm going to show you my obscene ribbon collection. Alright. I'm going to pull you up so you can see just how much ribbon I have. Yes, it is packed to the gills with ribbon. So I need to get busy because I really do love ribbon and making bows. So I got a lot to do to make a dent in this. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it helped you. I'm sorry it wound up taking so long. But if you have any questions, just ask. Have a good one.